Today we're playing Dinkum, and we're gonna go fishing again. I love fishing, and as you may notice, it is easiest to fish late at night because we don't really have to worry that much about our stamina, and we can go forever. You just need to make sure you bring enough snacks so you don't pass out. So we're just gonna stroll on out there and look for some fishies. Using our fish book, we are going to pinpoint what fish we want to get. Right now, we want to look for barracuda. They are the best price at the moment. So we're going to have a snack for stamina. We're going to have our fish and chips so that we get increased fishing speed for like 20 minutes or something. And we're going to reel them in with our iron fishing rod. I really love fishing. This is probably my favorite part of the game. It's just so satisfying. Reeling in the fish, they immediately go for the lure, and you just reel them in. Now, at earlier stages with your lower grade fishing rods, it is a bit of a challenge, but once you have all your gear and your food, it's like instant gratification because you get them immediately. Now, I do love fishing in real life. And I used to play early PS2 games, like fishing games, but in Dinkum it's just so easy. So easy peasy, so satisfying. I love it so much. At this point, I saw question marks, and when you see question marks, that means you have not caught it. Fortunately, I have my fishing book to let me know where the question marks were, so I could, try to go hook that little guy, reel him in. Turned out to be a stingray, which is fantastic. Naturally, I have to catch one for myself, so I could know, how much fish it produces, which, is very important. And then I have to find another one to take to the museum because we got to help our boy at the museum. We got to make a whole aquarium because I want to look at them later. They're awesome. So right now we're only trying to go for barracuda because it is summertime and the barracuda are around in summer and spring. Otherwise, if it were any other season, we'd be going after, say, yellowfin tuna or marlin, which do fetch a higher price. But this is like the third one down on the list, so we'll just go for these boys. If you're selling the fish uncooked, 16,000 dinks, but if you cook them, it's 16,800. Now, there's also the economy increase. Like, you get the license that you can get like 5, 10 to 15% more when you sell them, which is fantastic. I think I have it up to 10%. So I do get a little bit more. And then if you sell to Ted Selly, I think it's 50% more. But if you sell to Jimmy, it's twice as much. So this is summertime. It's not raining, so Jimmy is not going to show up for a while. So whenever I'm fishing, I just keep going until either one, I fill up my inventory full of fish, or I'm getting pretty close to my timer running out for the fish and chips, which is a fine time to stop, look for a little area to go and cook all the fish. That way you have plenty of room because all the cooked saltwater fish stacks, while the fish themselves do not. So whenever I go out fishing, I take a windmill with me, and then I take 2 barbecue grills and I face them towards each other so that all of the fish that come out fall in the same spot and they stack very nicely. And then the windmill, obviously, it makes the barbecue grills cook faster. So we get everything prepared. I get my fish, throw them in there. It's fantastic. It goes so smoothly. And you know what? It's so satisfying watching all these little fish come out. Unfortunately, while I was cooking the stingrays, I think it only had 1 or 2. I mean, I don't think the price for the stingray was very high. But that was a little disappointing. I thought stingrays would be pretty fun to just fish for, but it's just much more efficient and economical to only go for the highest price saltwater fish. It's just really worth your time to only go after those guys ultimately. And that's what I do. I just go for the best. If I happen to get one or two little fish, maybe I'll keep them. But if I'm really pressed and if I only want to get yellowfin, if I only want to get marlin, I will throw those back. Goodbye. Or I will let them loose on the line. I don't have time for those little guys. I'm in it for the big fish. There's just something really relaxing about watching that little bag fill up with tons and tons of little fish. Oh, 121 fish in a single stack. How satisfying. All right, just break everything down and head back out. Got to get more fishies. I'm saving those two little guys for the museum. And I guess we'll just fix up my little hot bar, get everything in its right place, and then we'll be good to go. We'll have a little snack. We'll eat a little fish and chip. Get ready. Get started. Get fired up. Get fishing. So, I already said that I like fishing in real life, but let me know in the comments if you like fishing. Have you ever fished? Do you fish frequently every year? I know I wanted to fish this year, but I missed out. I just don't really have the time with like my gardening and my dogs, but I did think about going out to some carp fishing because where I live, carp are an invasive species and I don't think you need a license to fish them. But, just to be safe, you should have a fishing license so, you don't get into any trouble. They think you're being mischievous or something with your little fishing rods. But I think I remember the first fish that I ever caught was a channel catfish because, that's one of the types of bottom feeders that they put in the man-made lakes and ponds and things for people to fish. And it was 23 inches long, which is pretty big for that size catfish. And I remember maybe it was like 13 pounds. I feel like it was 13 pounds. It was a big fat one. I remember, oh, the baby catfish are so cute. You think, why do they call them catfish? Because they have whiskers. But the baby catfish, when you take them out of the water and you handle them, they make a little meowing sound. It is freaking adorable. And you know what? I mean, they are too small, so you have to throw them back. But you just want to put them back in the water because they're just little babies and they're crying. But carp, I only caught carp once because I was walking along a trail and then we looked down, there's a creek and there's this huge carp in there. I'm like, dude, we have to go try to get one because they're awesome. How awesome would that be? That thing pulling on the line, that would be fantastic. Thing is, they're very delicate bottom feeders. They don't like biting on things aggressively. They like to nibble and spit things out. So you basically have to kind of chum the water first and feed them so they get used to like whatever bait you're going to use. And then you have to make sure that you weigh down the bait so it goes down to the bottom where they're going to start eating. And then you have to make sure that get like a treble hook, but you want really a good sized one so that when it goes into their mouth, you'll be sure to hook them. And we did hook one and it was huge. It was as big as my torso. I could barely get it. I was afraid my fishing rod was going to break. And then trying to get it into the net was horrifying because I thought, okay, my pole is going to break because I didn't have like, a big catfishing cane pole or anything. It was just like a kind of mid-level fishing rod with like a medium test or something. But we did get it in. I almost fell into the creek. It was kind of scary. I didn't want to get soaking wet. Ugh. But we brought it home. And you thought, oh hey, catfish. Catfish is really not catfish. I mean carp. Carp is really oily. It's kind of gross. Like I would never catch them to eat them. And we didn't eat it in the end. I tried eating some of the meat and it was just kind of greasy. But one of the horrifying things was when we had it in the garage and we had it like on a table. I think we had it on a table. I can't remember, but we had a lot of newspaper laid out and stuff. But we were inside looking for like a knife that was big enough to like, dress the fish and everything. And you could hear this thing moaning because they could swallow air. They could swallow air like catfish. They could breathe by swallowing air. And it was moaning. It was like letting out air through its mouth. And it sounded like a man was in pain. It was so scary. I'm like, can we just get this over with? Because I'm going to have nightmares after this. But anyway, that's my carp story, and I was kind of excited that there were carp in this game. I'm like, there's so many different fish. I'm so freaking excited, and that was my carp story. I mean, it was kind of scary. It was kind of scary that a fish was making these sounds, but I would definitely try to catch carp again. I think next time I would like to try gummy bears or gummy worms, just gummy anything. The problem is you have to throw in a bunch of gummy bears and stuff into the water first. Like go in the morning, go dump some stuff in there, whatever your bait's gonna be, and then they'll get used to it so that when you come in with your hook on it, they'll more readily go get a little nibble. God, fishing is so fun. All right, this was the second batch of fish. So I went to like the nearest spot where I could go build some stuff, set up my windmill, set up my two little barbecue grills, and went about cooking up all of these little fish. It's just so satisfying just watching them cook up the tiny little bag, filling with the little fillets. I love it. Look at them bounce. Look at them bounce. But I think in the end, this turned out to be nearly 300. Now, if I wasn't like, messing about with some of the unknown fish, some like bluefish, things like that I just happened to hook and reel in, then I definitely would have had over 300, which would have been better. But I didn't want to spend too much time. I think I spent an hour doing all of this. Actually, less time fishing, because I ended up doing a bunch of things afterwards. But in total of gameplay, it was an hour. And you know what? That's not too bad. I'll probably go fishing again because I want to get the big monies. Big monies. And it's just so much more satisfying. Just like last time where I sold like a stack of over 1,000. Like, heck yeah. Well, I mean, if you're going to go fishing, make it worth it. But fishing is always worth it. Always. All right, time to head on home on the jet ski. Time to go to bed. Sheesh, look at all those fish. God dang. Ooh yeah, level 60. 61. 62? 63? Oh, and a wee bit of foraging. And a wee bit of farming. No money earned yet. Ha ha ha. Alright, rise and shine, Steven. We've got chooks to pet and wombats to cuddle. No questions asked. Now it's time to go visit John in regards to our cooked saltwater fish. Now we aren't going to sell to him. We just want to see how much we can get. Only 883. That sounds familiar. That was about how much we got last time. So we'll just save it for when Ted comes around. Now, Sally is visiting the island right now, so he's not going to be anywhere. He likes to show up when nobody else is visiting. He likes to be the only visitor. So, since John is doing something where you get 1 ticket per cooked fish, we're going to go fishing. First, we're going to go do a donation to our friend Theodore. I think we have like 3 fish. Yeah, we have 3 fish to donate. It's going to be great because we won't have to cook them and sell their meat. They will get to live the rest of their life in a tank with a bunch of other friends. A little micro environment, I guess. He's so happy. He's giving us 300 permit points. More than happy to take them. We will take whatever you got, Theo. Now let's go look at the fish. We have so many fish. I think we're almost done. We're almost done with the fish. And we're almost done with the bugs. I was kind of upset to realize that there's like creepy crawlies or whatever. I think like the crayfish don't count towards like getting the book or whatever. But we're past that now and we can enjoy the fish. I just love aquariums. They're so fun. Now, this one in the middle is kind of sketchy because it's a cylinder shape and those aren't exactly the most stable, but I think it's small enough we can get away with it. Look at him swimming there. There's even the deep fish, the one from down in the depths. That was such a fun find, finding that. It's like, what is it called? It's like not a lantern fish. It's an anglerfish. That's what it is. Oh, we finally got Melvin moved in. They just finished building his shop. I can't wait to come in here and shop for furniture and whatever I may need to decorate my tiny houses. It's gonna be great. I like the way his voice sounds. He sounds so stuffy and kind of grumpy, but he's actually just a really down-to-earth guy. He likes wood because he wants to build stuff with it. You know what? I could totally relate to that. Okay, so the tickets. I think it's like an anniversary event right now at the time of playing this. So from what I understand, 1 whole fish gets you 1 ticket. So it doesn't seem to matter what kind of fish. Any fish will do. So I thought, well, I'm going to go get some freshwater fish. Those are pretty easy to get. I don't really need to go crazy. I just ate... I just had 1 fish and chips so I can reel them in really quick. And I just got like as many as I wanted to get. I don't think the stuff in the prize box costs that much. So I just kind of like got an amount of fish. I probably like filled up my inventory 1 time and then got a little bit more. And then I just went to John to go redeem. Okay, I got an amount of fish. I got my prize tickets per fish. And in the prize box, I was mostly interested in the plush. I got a Diggo because, oh my god, a little puppo. The cutest. And then I got a bush devil because, oh, how can I not get a little bush devil? They are so cute as a plushie. And then I obviously had to get the magpie plush because it's a little bird. I had to get it. They are freaking adorable. I'll have to get the Croco plush. Whichever other ones they have, I need those. I already have a Roo plush. And yes, I was so excited to go back into the little house and go set them up. They went on my table, but I already had like an egg and a lamp. So I was only able to fit like 2 of them on there. Oh, they're so freaking cute. Look at those. Look at them. They're so cute. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna decorate the heck out of my houses. I'm kind of sad that I can't like put anything on top of the chest. Like that, I feel like that's great real estate to just put a decoration on there. And I feel like plushes should go on the bed. Like that's where I would put my stuffed animals if I actually had any. But it was well worth the fish. Good trade, good trade. Look at that little guy. I'll have to get like a proper table to put him on. A proper table. Well, that's the end of this video. I love fishing in this game. The only reason why I farm is to make myself food so that I can go fishing. Let's be real about that. If you'd like to see more videos where I'm fishing, I will tell fishing stories. I mean, I don't have a ton of fishing stories, but you know, once I run out of fishing stories, then I'm out of fishing stories for now. But thanks for joining me. Share your fishing stories in the comments. That'd be fun. I would love to hear those. I love hearing stories. I love reading stories. I love watching videos about like crazy fishing stuff. So, you know, thanks for joining us. See you next time.